What are we doing then, Fred?
So we are fishing.
Yeah.
And we are using a 10-foot float rod. So here he is. And then we're going to try and catch some tench because we reckon there might be some by them lily pads.
Down by these lily pads.
Yeah.
So what's the first? So what method are we going to use?
So we're going to use the lift method. So
what does that mean? What happens to the float?
when we get a bite, instead of it going down, the float will come. Instead of the float going down, the float will come up.
Okay, cool. So what's the first thing we need to do then? Do you reckon?
Check the depth.
Okay.
So
Cool. So we reckon just next to these lily pads. So what we do, if we can get a bit windy today, so we'll try and get it just in there.
it says the wagon.
Yeah. You won't be able to see the float on the video though, but it's gone right under the water. If you just hold the rod a second, Fred. What's happened to the float then?
So technically, it's gone all the way under.
So does that mean we need to make it
We need to.
longer or shallower?
I think we need to make it longer.
Longer, that's right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of this we'll actually be able to see.
Yeah.
But if we make it, so it went right under.
Yes.
Yeah.
So technically.
So I reckon if we make it a float length longer,
Yeah. So.
yeah, up to there,
Yeah.
and then we'll try the same thing again. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a tricky cast here though, Freddie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And what fish are we trying to catch?
So we're trying to catch tench.
Tench. Right. You can see the float there. You probably can't on the video. Just down the end of the rod.
Yeah. It's just.
It's
there.
just below the surface, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So we need to make it a little bit longer. So if you do that for me, well, I don't fall in.
So.
So I reckon
How would you say?
about the length of your, half the length of your thumb, I reckon.
So. Like
So this
here,
one?
I guess.
You pull this one up, keep pulling.
About
Let's just slide it up to,
About
yeah,
there.
about there, I reckon. And then that one to join them together.
Yeah.
And they're float stops, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've got another float stop down the bottom, haven't we?
Mhm.
When the hook's about,
Yeah.
at the moment, the hook's about 2 inches away from the weights.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. Oh, it's moving very fast.
It is flowing. It is flowing quite fast. Right, that's still not perfect. So now we've got the depth spot on, yeah? So we can just see the tip of that float, yeah? So now we want to get a bit of ground bait in there. So if you want to grab a couple of ground bait balls. 3, right. 3, yeah? And if you throw the ground bait into where the float is a minute. No. Bit bad, right, that's better. Yeah, spot on. Alright. So in the meantime, while we've been baiting up, look, the girls have caught a roach on sweet corn. Olivia's caught a roach on sweet corn, using a bamboo cane for a rod.
It went like so under.
And if anyone can see, there's a little roach.
Can we hold it?
You want to pop it back in, Heidi?
Perfection.
Well done.
Ooh.
So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put a bit of worm on with our sweet corn, are we? Fancy that?
Yeah, I fancy that. Here you go. Here's your wormatron.
Thank you. A wormatron, is it?
Yeah.
Why would you call it a wormatron? Quite tricky to hook the worms, aren't they? Because they
Yeah.
shrink up. I'd like to try and get it through this bit here, look.
Yeah, you wriggle and triggle and
And then
jiggle.
try and pop it up over the end of the hook where the knot is.
Yeah.
And then put it back through again. And then what we'll do, if you grab me a piece of sweet corn,
That is
we can tip it. We can make sure we
Make sure.
keep it on there by putting a bit of sweet corn on the end of it.
I am going to.
How's it looking then, Fred? Any joy?
It's lifted up a little bit more than it was just then, but
Nothing solid?
nothing solid yet.
Yeah. Not sure the camera's going to pick the float up out there.
Might chuck a couple.
No. Put plenty in now. Got to give the fish time to find it, haven't we?
Be patient.
Patient. Mind you, the girls have already caught one.
Yeah. But we had to set up though.
That's true, we did have to. They were ready to roll, weren't they?
Yeah.
Well, that's a good sign though. We missed that first bite, but first cast and a bite already, yeah? So get that back into the same position.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not quite the right place. And it's a bit deeper there, yeah.
Yeah, you try them and roll it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What we're going to do is we're going to put it a bit there. Oh, is there as well. You can just
Right, that is the right spot. Okay, so remember, this time, when it comes up,
flick it sideways.
it's going to be a sideways flick, yeah?
Like that.
Yeah, but quite firm, all right?
Yeah.
But keep watching. So what did you catch on your bamboo cane then?
We caught a little roach.
And is Freddie a bit disappointed that the girls have caught and he hasn't?
Yeah. When we lifted it up, we were like, because we don't normally, well, we do catch stuff, but it's rare to have caught something that early.
It was straight away, wasn't it?
Yeah, last time we went fishing, when we feel like we're going to catch something, we'll call you
Give us a shout.
and you come and watch.
We'll come and have a look.
Last time we came here, I was the first one to catch a fish.
Hang on, because Freddie's shouting at me. What's up, Fred?
We have a problem.
What's the problem?
When I casted it out, I got it stuck.
What's happened then, Fred?
So I just had something, it plopped off.
Yeah.
That's when I started making them ooh, ooh,
And-
ooh noises.
What? You made what noises?
And when I casted it out, I
It's
got
not a major
it
problem.
stuck.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Look,
Yeah.
most important thing
Just don't pull.
is just take it nice and easy.
Yeah, I did have something. I flicked it that way, and it just fell off.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to grab a bit of sweet corn out of the box then?
And
Let's get this casted out, and I think the girls want to tell us something. Oh, now I've done what you did and got it caught in the reeds. Right, let's get it back out in the spot. That's it. Perfect.
that is a good spot.
That is the perfect spot.
Yeah, I lifted up, flicked it, had it, dropped off. It was like some sort of roach or tench.
What colour was it?
Had like a greeny colour to it.
Greeny colour. How big was it?
Like that.
It was what?
Like that.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon it was a rudd or a roach?
I no idea. I had like a greeny colour to it.
Ah.
Yeah.
Keeping your eyes peeled. It's actually going under rather than coming up at the minute, which probably means it's little fish, I would say.
Yeah.
Keep watching though. He's gone. Right, lift. Strike. No good?
Nah, no good.
Ah,
Just a bit.
that's alright.
Maybe that was like a bit of a deeper area.
It was a little bit slightly deeper. We weren't quite in the right spot.
No, it was just there.
Right, we are this time. Keep your rod down then. So have we had any movement yet?
Oh yeah, we've had a bit of movement.
What happened?
Technically, the thing came up, flicked it to the side.
You need to keep your rod still because you're the one who's moving the float.
Flicked it to the side to catch it, and then it dropped off. And when I casted it, I got it stuck in there. So,
Are we out of there now?
but we're out of there now.
So what happened then, Freddie? Tell us what happened. We've had to change tactics, haven't we?
Yes.
Why have we had to change tactics?
Because there was a bow in the reel, and when Dad was catching a fish, it snapped.
So instead of lift method, we're just doing ordinary float fishing now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're all having to share because we've had to steal the girls' fishing rod
Yep.
to make up our own float rig,
Yeah.
which the girls are less than impressed
I did
about.
have a massive fish on the end of my rod, but
You caught a big one, did you?
yeah, I caught a big one.
And what happened to it?
It fell off.
You hooked up, Fred?
Yeah.
What you got? Watch out, Heights. Watch out. Oh, pop him, pop him. Oh.
Oh,
What just happened? What did we lose?
a perch.
Was it a good one?
Yeah, it was a decent one.
It's not quite what we're aiming for, is it? But
No, but it was a fish.
it was a hookup,
I think
nonetheless. So what's happened now, Freddie?
Um,
We've managed to catch the rig that we lost
I'm the one that
on the one that we've just set up, but typically I can't quite reach it. Right, we finally managed to get a hook up. It's not the tench we wanted.
Oh my gosh, that's bigger than the one we caught, isn't it?
So typically we forgot the net, didn't we? So that
It's decent. Have you got it on camera?
is a very respectable looking rudd. So no, we can't because if we drop it, we don't want to drop it. But that is a good rudd, isn't it? If you hold it up next to Heidi's face, see how big it is. Look at that. You gonna eat it? Hungry?
Yeah.
What's happening, Heidi?
Done.
Have you got one?
Yeah, I got one.
Oh wow, you have as well. Wow, wait, leave it in the water. Oh no, look, we're swinging it in. Look.
Can I hold it?
That is a slimy skimmer. So what happened then, Fred?
Well, we caught a couple fish, got the line hooked a couple times, switched methods, switched back to the method we were using before, which was the lift, and then we didn't have it set up like we did before when we were using the lift
We
method.
didn't have the right stuff with us, did we, to change it back?
Yeah, we didn't have the right stuff.
Never mind, next time.